Yeah, my computer must have reset itself. Okay, good thing I double checked. Alright, let's see. Sound? Yeah, my computer must have reset itself. Alright, there we go. Okay, good thing I double checked. Alright, let's see. Sound? Yeah, my computer must have reset itself. Alright, there we go. Okay, good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I also turned up the sound on desktop a little bit. I might turn it down a little bit here. A little bit, like right here. You guys are gonna have to tell me if it's too quiet. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about. You know what? I'm gonna save the mentions of that for either the Two Kind stream or like next week. Or next week, because it kind of relates to Two Kinds and it kind of relates to my friend D. And I kind of want to make it surprise a little bit. I guess it's not really much of a surprise for him, but it's going to be more of a surprise for you guys. I'm going to have to try to remember that for next week. Hold on. I'm going to have to make a note of that. Boom. Alright. Boom. Got it. Alright. I'm going to save it for next week. I've decided I'm going to save that a little bit for next week. One announcement I wanted to announce. It's still up, right? Where is it? I need to reload the page. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Fuck. Alright. Starting next week, I'm probably gonna close this poll when Saturday rolls around. Next Saturday rolls around. But I wanna know if you guys want to have me notify you about like when I'm about to start the stream, like a half hour before or like an hour before, like the stream actually starts. Like in general, you guys already know that I'm going to be streaming on Saturdays and Sundays. Usually, Sundays are guaranteed, Saturdays are questionable, right? So I wanted to know if you guys would like me to send out the link to the stream and like notify you guys an hour before it starts, or like half hour before it starts. And I already see that someone already voted for an hour before. So yeah, just wanted to notify you guys about that. I opened the poll for that because I've been less consistent about it. It used to be a half hour before, or like, you know, like it started off when I started streaming. It started off at like fucking random times from anywhere from a half hour to an hour before I said, fuck it, we're gonna notify people half hour before. But now recently, there are typings here that are wrong and I can't edit it. Fuck. What was I gonna say? But recently, I've been much more inconsistent about it, and it usually ends up being like between an hour and a half hour, and I want to be more consistent about it. So, would you guys ever know about like when I'm about to stream an hour before the stream actually starts, or a half hour before? So far, we got one vote. They want to know an hour before. So, go ahead and vote. Whoever gets the more before Saturday, that's what I'm going to start implementing. Right now, it looks like it's going to be an hour before. So yeah, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Honestly, I'm going into this completely blind. All I know is that, this is Apollo, and I know that she's Athena, and that's Phoenix. I don't really know anything about the rivals or like the story or where it's going. My guess is Apollo Justice wasn't that popular, or at least Apollo wasn't as popular as a character as Phoenix Wright, which fair enough. I mean, I don't know if he's unlikable or anything, or if people just liked Phoenix that much more. I mean, Phoenix is kind of iconic, but I don't know if like Apollo was just unlikable or something, or was just unpopular, you know, like super unpopular or hated or anything. My guess is, I don't want to think he is though, but that's kind of my guess because they kind of started calling Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy, like after the first game, which is Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, like Phoenix Wright games. I guess it makes sense. It's not like with the future, I guess later Ace Attorney games, which is like the Great Detective or whatever, where it's like, I mean, I could tell that they were trying to expand outside of Phoenix Wright. maybe they're trying to make Phoenix Wright into like a more mentor character that Mia kind of had in the first trilogy, and they try to like upgrade them into like a mentor character as we play as a new trilogy, just trying to get like new characters in, but like they keep calling back to Phoenix and they're trying to like, you know, get nostalgia or whatever. I don't know. I feel like I should judge the story for what it is instead of what it, you know, could be, or like what other stories tend to do with this sort of thing. Tend to do with like having a new protagonist while the old protagonist is there, or having a new cast while the old cast is still there, and trying to balance both. Trying to give the new cast like their spotlight, but also at the same time trying to balance it with the old cast. I don't know. I don't know why.
We have it on the TV. We have it on the TV in that pizza city.
Alright, I'll probably go out to grab some pizza then later. Alright, anyways, read our privacy policy online. I have no idea what that means. Does that mean I can't stream it? What's it about to open up? View, alright. English. Surely I can stream the game. Personal information. This is not even an online game. What do you mean? Okay. This is not even. This is a story game. This is a story game. Why is this important? Why do you need to know who I am in a story-driven game? Unless we're about to fucking break the fourth wall. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, is it DDLC? Like, what the fuck? Pause. Alright, continue. Alright, first things first. Options, gameplay. Alright, what does the sound mixing look like? Alright, the sound's pretty loud. How loud is it? Let me listen to my phone real quick. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I could just turn it down to my ears if it's too loud. It seems fine on your guys' end, though. If you guys need me to change it, you guys just let me know. Language, English, alright. Reader. The answers, questions you have. Okay, no, we're gonna play it like a video game still. I still want to play it as a video game a little bit. Alright, gameplay. See the show, hide menus, control guide, yeah. Maybe, do I want that on? I don't know. Language, Okay, how do I get the game in full screen? I'm not seeing a full screen option. Audio. Oh, PC config. There we go. Alright. There we go. Alright. That's better. I think we're fine, right? Game selection? A museum. Alright. There are only 4 episodes? So this is the one 2D game, right? Everything else after this is 3D? I'm thinking maybe we do an episode a stream. Like, that sounds good, right? That sounds like we can make good progress, right? They definitely went, like, into a lot more detail, right? Wow, we can even switch games. Contain spoilers. Uh-oh, let's not look at it then. I'm just taking a peek at future games, alright? So they got anime cutscenes in the second one, but then it's like everything else is 3D, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes in the next game. And then another 6 episodes in Spirit of Justice, alright. Interesting. Apollo Justice has the least amount of episodes, alright. I'm not sure how far we're gonna get. I mean, episode 1, I don't know how long it is. It could be, these ones tend to be short, right? Whoa, okay, never mind. Alright, new game. Alright, let's just jump into it. New game. Ace, let's see, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, let's go. Alright. Turnabout Trump. So, Donald Trump became an artist, alright? Right. Okay. Okay, gambling, I guess? In debt, perhaps? Showdown time. You lose. Ugh. Oh. Eek. Alright, well, that guy's dead. Is that why they used a canvas? Alright. Hey, I don't hate the dealer, I hate the game. I've seemed to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Okay. Fuck, I just realized I gotta make room. We gotta do the table slams. April 20th. 9:37. Hold on, I gotta move my AirPods to the ground because it's gonna fall over. 9:37 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Panicked. Palms sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Throw up on my shirt already. Mom spaghetti. I can admit, I'm nervous. Ah, good morning. Oh, great. Who the fuck is this guy? Good morning, sir. Okay, well, I was expecting Phoenix Wright. I have no fucking clue who this guy is. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. I'm gonna do like a few lines with the voices. My throat's a little sore. Once again, the last few days I've been waking up early. Like, and I've been having trouble getting some sleep. Like, football's been getting, like, my football schedule's been hitting me hard, man. And we haven't even started practice yet. Tuesday through, Thursday, I had to wake up 4 in the morning, and then Friday I had to wake up 6 in the morning, and then I had to wake up early yesterday to make sure I got everything done so I could stream yesterday. Wound up, sir? No. I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine! I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Ah, that explains it. I detect a certain raspy quality to your screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down. Did you get my drift? Drift gone, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. You can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. God, I have like a cut on my lip here, and it got bigger from last night. I don't know how. Like, God, it's pretty distracting to me. Like, it doesn't hurt that much, but it hurts a little bit when I open my mouth. These 2D sprites look pretty nice, yeah? Like the drawn ones. My name is Apollo Justice. Wait, did they... Finally, they fucking added this! Jesus Christ, I don't think the original Ace Attorney trilogy had this. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course. And so do I! I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way! Alright, who? Is it... Hey, Phoenix, are you retired? Like... Why would he be dressed like this? Whoa! Good, morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. I'm sorry, does this hat say paw? First trial, nervous. Meeting him? Cardiac arrest. I think I was supposed to say something. Help? So you're... Fine. I'm fine. Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? Why am I doing that voice? It's Phoenix. He has the normal voice. I didn't remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin's a top-notch defense attorney. And he's your friend! So why? Okay, so... Between then and now? Between then and now... Phoenix made friends with Gavin. Interesting. You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, It's time. Shall we? Yes, sir! Alright, interesting. Okay. Okay, I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice! What was the Japanese name? I know Phoenix Wright has like a different name in Japanese, but I don't remember what it was nor what it meant. April 20, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Number 2. Shit. Oh god, is it pain again? The court is now in session. God, did they update it this much? Holy shit, this looks way cleaner. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I didn't want to talk about it on stream, but I'm working on something for like my friend D and his sister for their birthday. And believe it or not, no cap, their birthday is actually on Valentine's Day. Since no one mentioned it or called me out on anything, I'm not gonna talk about it until next week. But I'm working on like, I'll tell you guys more about it later, but I'm working on like an AI for my friends. It is pain, What voice did I give him?
The prosecution's ready, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't think I can keep it up. The defense is, fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Too late. The name was Mr. Justice. Hold on.
Your name was Mr. Justice. And this is your first trial?
Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine, really.
Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained.
Ahem.
Mr. Gavin?
Yes, Your Honor.
I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case.
That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always see to his client's wishes. My client specifically requested Mr. Justice.
Well, of course he wants justice. But to entrust this case to this greenhorn, why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you are the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin.
God, is everyone gonna start mistaking when they say justice that they mean, like, you know, justice as a concept and not Apollo justice? Like with Phoenix saying right, saying his name is right, or like when someone says his name is something and he says right, they're just gonna. Is that gonna be the bit of this game? Okay, so Gavin's got child experience, fine, but does he have cords of steel?
Now let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom.
Alright. So, Apollo seems a lot more... I mean, he is still nervous, but he seems a lot more gung-ho than Phoenix.
This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright.
Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened?
I don't speak of it further, then.
I won't speak of it further then. God damn it, I can't do the voices. My throat's already giving out. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. To think I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. Ahem. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. Oh man, he was fucking with the Russians? The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Smack. Killed him cold. A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was... a pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright. A pianist? This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Oh, for fuck's sake. They're censoring... God, man. Like... Man, I'm glad they censored a bottle of wine as grape juice. I'm really glad they did that. Man, I'm so glad they censored that in my murder mystery game where we solve murders. Where people fucking die. I'm glad they censored the fact that this is not in fact a bottle of grape juice, but the fact it's actually wine, but they censored it to be grape juice. I'm so glad they did that. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Alright. Deadly bottle added to the court record. Something to note, Justice. Alright, how is the sound mixing for the stream? Am I... You know what, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more. Just a little bit more, just so it doesn't, get my voice? Nah, I think it's fine. Let's leave it at 40. I think we're fine. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record. Right! I've heard of that. Use E to look at the evidence so far. Alright, yeah, just breaking the fourth wall. Alright, here we go. Attorney's badge. How long did I yearn for one of these? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. Smith's autopsy report. The time of death was around 2 a.m. April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to the forehead. Alright. Name, victim's name. Shady Smith, of course. Age. They don't know the age of the victim. Male. Estimated time of death. April 17. Between 1:45 a.m. and 2:15 a.m. Cause of death. Cerebral hemorrhaging resulting from blunt trauma to the forehead. Crime photo 1. The sub-basement at the Borscht Bowl Club. Alright. Deadly bottle. Shit. No, wait, go back. Deadly bottle. Grape juice bottle used as the murder weapon. Bears the defendant, Mr. Wright's prints. Alright. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Is it borscht or borscht? God damn it. Google! Is it pronounced... How is this pronounced? You know what? I'm actually... Great. Now I'm fucking hungry. Now I'm curious. God damn it. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna have to fucking... I'm gonna have to see if there's any Russian restaurants nearby, because now I kind of want to try that, but not today, maybe later. Pronunciation. Is it borscht?
Borscht.
Yeah, it's borscht. Alright, yeah, I was pronouncing it correctly. Borscht. There's no E. Why would it be borscht? Borscht these nuts. Alright. Christoph Gavin. Boss at Gavin Law Offices, a first-rate defense attorney, and my trusted mentor. Alright, is he gonna turn out to be evil? There's no way he's the murderer in this case, right? Is he gonna turn out to be evil? Phoenix Wright, pianist at Bosch Bowl Club. Formerly an ace detective, attorney of some renown. Shady Smith, the victim in this case, a traveler, only recently back in the country. Winston Payne, the prosecuting attorney. For all his experience, he lacks a certain presence. Oh my god, they have the age. Okay, 32, 33... We don't know his age? 61, alright. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right, just use E. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. So the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this, Shady Smith fellow? We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. A traveler? According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear. And he had some sort of connection with the defendant? That too is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime. If they had only met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Wait a second! Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself! Alright. Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame. You know its final outcome. Come again? It wasn't for money, Your Honor. They were playing a game, it was not gambling. The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetics in an attempt to mystify those present. An oppressed woman. That'll be our first order of business here, then. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. Alright. I'm probably gonna go Uber Eats me some poke or something. I saw poke last week for dinner, and I'm like, yes, please. Was it here, or was it the other one? Hold on, give me a minute. Before we start, I just want to get it ready on my phone. Oh yeah, they had that chicken concert that was good. Fuck. Before we start, sorry, hold on. Give me a minute. I'm trying to see if I can find it. There we go, I found it. Okay, I'm probably gonna order me one of these later. Alright, now that I got it, lock in. Let's lock in. The competition. Lock in. Lock in. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game, and our customers are happy. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I usually have it at 40. A pianist who can't play piano, better than a defense attorney who can't defend. Alright, well, fuck you too. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. The bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. But you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course in cross-examination? Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do the tutorial. Better safe than sorry, especially this early in the game. Yeah. Yes, teach me. I know nothing. Indeed, your job, Justice, is to be mindful of the court record and the testimony. Look for inconsistencies in the testimony with what the court record tells you. When you've found an inconsistency, that's when you present the conflicting evidence from the court record with Eve. But I didn't hear anything strange at all in testimony just now. Breaking the fourth wall once again. A good sign that you need to press the witness for... okay. A good sign that you need to press the witness with Q for more information, alright? Breaking the fourth wall once again. Press him? No, press Q. Don't let the fact that he's a remarkable man hold you back. Get more information. But isn't Mr. Wright my client? Well, think you can do it? Yes, thank you, sir. I think I can do it. I think you better, or we're gonna have a problem. Just remember, find any inconsistencies and lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright? As if! Phoenix Wright would never lie! And it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Alright. The competition. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. Hold it! You can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. I can only play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I have to pause a few times in order to remember the notes. Was that supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. Why are you really at the Bush Bowl Club? My real job is to take on... Okay, we could just... Hold it! They pay you just to play poker? Hold on, let me do... He's thinking really hard. That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all. Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine... Yes. Your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. Ooh! Got it! What? I played poker for 7 years in that little room. And I've never lost. Once. What? You see why customers come now? defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is. I'm quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. His hat says Papa. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Okay, it is his finger. I thought he used the middle finger. Is that possible? The room where we play and the competition where we are the club's main attractions. Hold it! Alright. The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite the history, actually. The Bush Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Under the table? Right there in that room. Right under that table? Smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. But the boss is gathering around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. Sorry. Fuck, man. The term goon has been ruined now. Forever. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout for little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. Okay, hold on. Can we examine? Okay, no we can't. Okay, it was just a ball, good. Though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in that room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. Hold it! 2 decks of cards. A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely. The cards on the table, cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad weep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. Alright? Okay, where are the red ones? As I recall, in poker, you make 5-card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Yes, a game of hands. This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right. It was a simple game, after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime. Now that's strange. What's strange? He's not denying it. I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by. Not to spare yet, Justice. Sir? Right. There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well. The defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press. I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. Hold it! Silence? The defendant has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law. But why? That clearly puts you at a disadvantage. And it's your job to turn that in our favor, yes? Great. Like I didn't have enough to do already. Justice, did you detect anything odd about that testimony? Huh? Yeah, his fingerprints were on the murder weapon, right? Wait, Something he said did ring a little strangely. Just one thing. Now, what was it? When you figure it out, I'd suggest presenting evidence. Evidence? Oh, that was him. Evidence that contradicts the testimony. A contradiction in Mr. Wright's testimony? But why? Better check the court record. Can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in the testimony. Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press. Right, I got it. I'm fine. Time to listen to that testimony again. He just keeps saying I'm fine over and over again. Yeah, he was in fact not fine. You have to... I keep saying that I'm fine, but I'm not really fine. Whoops, I've tried pressing E. Whoops. Oh, it's R! R to present. They lied. Objection! For having presented evidence during your first cross-examination. That's not really an achievement. You played the video game. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon. This grape juice bottle. Right? It's a bottle of wine, Apollo. So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? Hehehe. God damn it. Too bad. Our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What's this, Mr. Payne? I examined the bottle in question, you see. And it was covered in the defendant's fingerprints. Unless something else was the murder weapon. Objection! Oh boy. No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Excess yelling could damage the judge's ears and our case. But what about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about the fingerprints on the bottle in the restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove he was... Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. But they were Phoenix's fingerprints. They were advanced fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Oh, shit. Upside down? What does that mean? That means he was holding the bottle inverted. There was only one reason for that. Yes. To braid someone with the bottle. Ugh! That's a new face. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for worse. Oh, I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Whoops. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason. Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it that reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that... Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we? Okay. The victim was murdered in a small room in the basement, 2 floors down from the ground level. Alright, he could have handed the bottle to someone, right? And that someone had gloves? Wait, does our mentor have gloves on right now? Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in the hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see. And this is the phone that made the call, right? Wright's cell phone, used by the defendant to notify the police from the restaurant's first floor. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative. I saved Mr. Gavin. They better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about... What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred. How could he possibly know this?
That's a good question. How indeed?
The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. Hehehe. You're as good as they say you are. So someone was in the room on the night of the crime? That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up until now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready?
Very well.
The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. Okay... The witness shall state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness?
Right here? Okay, she's holding a glove. I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. What? So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You are sure?
I swear it on my gavel.
Please come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Okay, let's do like 3 lines. Well, if you're sure it is, okay. I'm sorry, is she carrying a bush with her? Ahem. Your name, what the fuck? That was so fast. Hold on.
Ahem.
Now the prosecution.
Wait a minute.
Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia? I don't know if I pronounced that right. Paraphernalia. There we go. Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade. That would be... Okay. My name is Olga Ori. I'm an employed I am employed as waitress in... Oh my god. Fuck, I have to do a Russian accent? I don't know how to do Russian. I am employed as waitress in Bowl Club restaurant. Okay, hold on. Then why the camera? Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht that is naming restaurant. But I also perform, how is it said, other service. I take it one of these other services is taking the customer's pictures. Da. Like, for example, this one, right? That's the defendant. Indeed, on the night of the murder, man in white hat is one who has gone kaput. Indeed, that is the victim. Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. It is the same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers casually. Aren't they supposed to be hot? Then the court will casually accept this new evidence. Olga's photo, the defendant Mr. Smith at the Bowl Club, alright? Now witness, where were you at the time of the murder? Oh, fuck me, Oh, there's a note here, hold on. Wow, the battery is being held in with a piece of tape. He should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it, or he just doesn't care. How do I know that exits us out of there? Trying to see if there's anything else I can examine other than that. It does not look like it. Alright. Taking a good look at it. Is the place covered in fake snow? I mean, I know it's a Russian restaurant, but... Oh yeah, I've been binge watching Durarara. Should I try to do, like, Russian accent? I could probably do a little bit of Russian accent. I was in room. The hideout, we call it. Try Russian sushi. It's good. Excuse me, the hideout? It is the room where famous gangster bad guy was arrested. Yeah. Yeah? Is room where murder took place. What? Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely. Yeah, I agree, Olga. I'll post by courtroom door later for you. Dada, photos will be numbered, and you will write which ones you want copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Ori are witness. And if Mr. Wright is the killer, that means... Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events. Oh, hey there. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again, Arctic Lakes. Yeah, I just started Apollo Justice. Liking it so far. I really like the 2D art and the updated art and all that. It looks really good. In my opinion. Definitely a lot more colorful and brighter and poppy. If that makes any sense. Good to have you back, Arctic Lake. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired. I unfortunately couldn't watch the Super Bowl because if it goes on too late, then I'm gonna be screwed for tomorrow because I gotta wake up 4 in the morning tomorrow for football weightlifting. And I'm probably gonna watch like a playback of it, of the game tomorrow night, maybe like tomorrow sometime after classes and after weightlifting. I'm feeling a little bit tired because like Tuesday, because of the rain in my area, Tuesdays and through Thursdays, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I had to wake up 4 in the morning for like weightlifting workouts. And then Friday I had to wake up 6 in the morning for another workout, and then yesterday I had to wake up at like pretty early. So I'm feeling a little tired and my throat's a little sore. So I'm gonna try to do the voices, but like I probably can do like 3 lines for each character. I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try. Okay, she has gloves on, so she could be the killer. That night... Hold on, I need to figure this out. That night, the customer asked... Sorry. I'm trying to do a slight Russian accent, but I keep going back to Durarara, the anime, where it's like Russia sushi. Russia sushi is good! Try Russia sushi, it's good, like... That night, customer asked me to deal cards for a game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on, duh. The victim he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done, but something terrible has happened, duh. That man flew at the victim, and is strangling him to death. Strangle? And not... Incidentally, who won the game? Isn't it obvious? The winner has the victim, Mr. Smith. Objection! That's ridiculous! Because Mr. Wright can't lose! Got him! Boom! Case closed. Ahem. Justice? Maybe you could come up with a more legitimate objection. Alright, when is he gonna turn out to be evil? Don't spoil it if he actually is. But he hasn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose my first 7 years as a prosecutor, either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. Okay, but where were they sitting? These are the poker chips as they lay in the very moment of the crime scene. The hands and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Okay, I don't play poker. Oh, well, yeah, he won. I don't need to play poker to know he won. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Chips, you say? Duh. I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils. I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem the most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Alright. Chips photo, defendant and victim's chips when crime took place. Alright. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Alright. Well, I'm just gonna go straight for it. I'm not gonna press on everything. I'm just gonna go straight for it. That fateful night, alright? I'm gonna double check though. Alright, present. Let me double check though. Yeah, no, it was blunt force trauma. Yeah, I just wanted to double check. God damn it. They make present R, and I was so used to it being E. And they fucking said in the tutorial it was E. Oh really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Ah, normal customers only choke on borscht. No, I mean this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Ah. Miss Orley, right now? Did you witness the crime? Really now, did you witness the crime? Oops. Eek! Oh, nice catch. Alright. Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. Oh, something I gotta ask, Arctic. Is the sound okay? I kinda turned it up and then turned it back down a little bit. Is the sound of the game okay? He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet it is the fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation. Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit. Alright. Crime photo 2. Photo of forehead. Hat removed during investigation. Alright. But I've seen it happen. I hear it fine. Okay, that's good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure the sound mixing was fine. Thank you, Arctic. The defendant. He lunged at the victim. His neck. Oh, really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice? I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. Okay, did I miss... No, they don't have additional wounds or anything. You know what? Something mini I wanted to mention, Arctic, is that, I currently on my community post, I have a poll. Right now, I'm trying to see if you guys want me to tell you when I'm about to start the stream. Like, I usually let you guys know either a half hour or an hour ahead of time, but I want to be more consistent with it. Would you guys rather know, like, an hour or a half hour? Go ahead and vote on that poll. An hour or a half hour before the stream actually starts. Do you want me to send the notification out? Something else I wanted to mention is that I'm working on an AI, like one of those AI chatbots for my friend and his sister for their birthday that's coming up. Believe it or not, it's on Valentine's Day too. I will talk about it more in detail probably next week when I actually have the chatbot done. But, yeah, and, like, send it to them and get their reaction and stuff. So, yeah, I'll mention it again. I already have the story saved on my phone, but, you know, just in case I forget. Next week, I'm probably going to talk about it during the Devil May Cry 4 streams on either Saturday and I'll probably re-mention it again in next week's stream for Ace Attorney. I admire you. Okay, we already did that. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in the testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Oops. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players had hats on, though. Okay. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. I'd actually voted that. I'd personally rather the notif for 30 minutes before. Alright. Okay. So, right now, I'm gonna reload the poll. Right now, it's 1-1. The poll, I'm probably gonna close the poll on Friday? On either Friday or, Saturday. I say Saturday, but like Saturday, I'm probably gonna do another Devil May Cry 4 stream, so yeah. With locket at his neck. Okay, so he doesn't have the locket. As the defendant tried to hit him, he hit him with bottle. Strangle him with the bottle, right? Press. Let's press on that real quick. You didn't say anything about hitting before. So sorry. I must be forgetting this, da. Witness, you will take greater care in your testimony. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant has made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind. And chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely. So he strangled him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all that. Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right. Right, sir. Leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer... I've got you now, Orly. Okay, is it the locket? Because the locket's missing, right? I feel like it's the locket. But I don't think that... But what does that have anything? That night, the customer... Good night. Okay, it has to be locket, right? I don't see how what that has to do with anything. Like, I guess it's like, how did the locket go missing, right? Maybe? It has to be the locket. I can't think of anything else. Objection! You know, there was one curious part in the testimony, just like Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Look at this graph. This photograph. Do you see the locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But, what does it mean? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. That's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Ah! The defendant! What do you have to say to this? I'm gonna get my order ready for my, bowl. Let's see, what do they got? 3 scoops, alright. What the fuck is blazing salmon? Okay. Salmon... Fuck it, salmon... I'm preparing myself some sushi, so give me a minute. Sorry. Spicy creamy, okay. I can't get more than 1? Spicy creamy. Avocado, it does add money, fuck. avocado, green onion, edamame, and ginger, sesame seeds, boom. Extra toppings. Alright, I got the order ready, so how long will it take for it to get here? I want to see if I can get it. Go to checkout, let me see. Do I want boba? No, I already got myself a drink. No thanks. 15 to 30 minutes. Okay, when it hits 4:30, I'm gonna order it. Alright, sorry, I got distracted. Sushi. Yeah, I'm getting myself some poke. I went for... God, they don't have yellowtail, so I just went with ahi tuna, salmon, and albacore. The defendant, what do you have to say to this? I like my personal poke, yellowtail, salmon, tuna. Those are my favorites. Say. Yes? I just noticed this, but... You have something around your neck, don't you? Yeah, why do you have the locket? Okay, it does not look like he had it in the photo. That's not good. Oh? You mean this? Yes, it's a locket, with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter. Okay, well now I'm suspicious. Phoenix, why do you have his locket around your neck? Because it kind of looks the same, doesn't it? I mean, it looks a little bit, right? I mean, it looks more like a string here, rather than like this kind of ball chain sort of thing, but it looks similar. It looks too similar. Phoenix has a daughter? Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? I thought you were getting... No. We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture inside the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. It's an adopted thing. So Mr. Wright has a locket, too? Why did I buy this as just a coincidence? Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost badly. Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game between the victim and the defendant. Witness testimony. Serious competition. I never mentioned this, but have you ever heard of Mark Brennett? I've been doing his year-long practice thing, and I'm in month 2. Shit. Uh-oh, something fell out. I'm in month 2, and so I've been drawing heads, a lot of heads and hair and stuff. And I've been doing some basic sketches and all that. Trying to find one that's safe to show. I've been using more both realistic and anime and manga drawing books for it, so been having a lot of fun with it. Been building up my visual library and not. By the end, I should be able to not only do some basic portraits, but I'm thinking because it's a leap year, so I have an extra day. I think with that extra day, I should make my own head, if that makes any sense. Maybe with a little bit of reference, maybe with no reference. Just make my own head. Because it's not in the actual practice itself that he listed, but I kind of wanted to add that as a for fun thing. Serious competition. The game began with 3,500 point-in chips for each man. House chips come in 2 sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, was the victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment lost was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and... Okay, now you're contradicting yourself. Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game. As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow. Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I'd done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright hasn't said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Cross-examination, alright. Game began with 3,000 chip, okay. House chips come in 2 sizes, okay. But what about the points? Because I think points matter a lot. Because he could have like, okay, never mind. Maybe the small chips are like more points. Hold it! Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Contradicting themselves as the witnesses do, yeah. Duh, of course. Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Yes. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips? Explain? What is there to be explained? Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not chip off the old block. Not a motorcycle popper. Thanks. Now that I pressed her, I'd better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even? Yet, as I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Oh my god, alright. 2 types of chips, 100 point chip and 1000 point chip. It is not money, Doc. Justice? Sir? Don't you find her comment interesting? Yeah. Smaller chips can be more. In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself. Well, does the defense want to add to her testimony? Yes, okay. Yes, I think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. I wish I knew. Very well, witness. If you would be so kind. Da, Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth 100 points. Other kind is worth 1,000. 2 kinds and... She did not say fucking 2 kinds in all. No. God damn it. It's everywhere now. God, fucking 2 kinds won't leave me alone. Capitalist is wild. True. Is almost... Wait, what? What did it say about my order? Wait, hold on. Don't fucking... Give me a minute, alright? I'm gonna order it in like a minute, okay? Wait, at 4:30. I'm gonna order it at like 4:30 my time. What was I gonna say? Fuck, you made me forget my bit, Uber Eats. I was gonna say... Fuck, I can't escape 2 kinds, man. How does 2 kinds not leave me alone? It was like the webcomic, man. Okay, a little bit of spoiler, not really spoiler, but like spoiler for the gift I was gonna give Dee and his sister. The AI chatbot is a 2 kinds character I was gonna give to them. So yeah, I was working on it all day, and I tried to get it posted, but I needed the account for 3 days, so I gotta wait until like, I have to wait a few days before I could post it, and then send him the link, and then get his reaction and stuff. And I've been working on it all day. I've been fucking busy with fucking 2 kinds for the past few days, and it just won't leave me alone. Alright. So, do we present the chips? It's the chips we present, right? Fuck. I keep forgetting it's R now. Objection! You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure. 2 kinds reference, yeah. It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won. If you're not in kindergarten. Yeah, but we're assuming the big chips are more points because they're bigger. In Soviet Russia, bigger chip is smaller value. Capitalist dog. If you're curious, Arctic Flakes, I could pull up what I got written down. Because I couldn't post it yet, and I couldn't save the AI chatbot, so... I had to just write it all down, or type it all down into a file. I even got, like, a picture from, like, the comic itself. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this in this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which are worth 1,000 points? Why, the big ones, of course. Duh. Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up. The totals? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 chips. Points in chips. Oh, I didn't even fucking think about that. Honestly, I just went there right away. Okay. I'm the kind of person who gets the answer, who gets to the point, who gets the answer, but I cannot explain to you how I got there. And I either go on long-winded tangents to get there, that sometimes just lose the point of, like, what I'm trying to explain, or, like, I just don't know how to explain it. I always get to the answer first, but then the explanation I always have trouble on. I didn't even fucking notice it until now. Damn. Good catch, Apollo. And the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes? If my calculations are correct, let's see. 3 plus 1 carry to 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points, and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up, how much is it? Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. But why? How could this be? Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Okay. Because the small chips are worth 1,000 points and the big chips are worth 100, but that doesn't matter because the defendant went all in and lost. Is that where we're about to go? Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Starting points were wrong. Chip count was wrong. Both were right. I mean, it's kind of both were right? It's just that the small chips are 1,000 and big chips are 100, right? Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around. What? Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Madness! Utter madness! This is madness! No, this is Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. Show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why? That does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing! Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still. No. But it's the smaller amount of points. Yeah, there we go. Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,000... Okay. Thank you for going too fast and I couldn't fucking read it. God damn it, game. 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100 points. Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all. That's impossible! My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning! Yarg! Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you? Damn. She's gonna drop it all when she finally breaks, right? Whoops, I went to the wrong thing. Hold on. I got another notification. Hold up. Okay, cool.
Order! Order!
It appears the defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened.
Nah. Nah.
We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the okay. Objection.
Excuse me. What is it, Miss Ori?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see,
See what, Miss Early?
what do we see? In the last hand, there was cheat.
Cheat!
You don't mean a trick? Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing. Yes, there was a cheat in last hand. That's why game ends with chips as they are. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case has certainly taken a turn. Pretty interesting.
Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
What is this testimony? I'm gonna get a little bit more water here. Hold on. The final hand. The last hand. Both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. Alright, 2 aces. Different 7s, alright? From ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
Miss Ori, why did he not tell the court about this from the very beginning?
I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make, in my experience. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics. Mr. Gavin? What's a full house? Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker? No, because my specialty is law. Full House is a TV show made by... I can't say this bodes well for your case, or career. What is this? Some kind of secret court poker thing? Ring? God damn it. Justice. You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes 3 of a kind. Why would you know his poker? Yeah, exactly. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair, and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house, yeah. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You can see each player's hand in this photo. Wow, they both have full houses. We forget, there's an easy way to make a full house, and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat. Ahem, the defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Yeah. The final hand, alright. One last hand. Both men had full house, alright? Both men had full house, right? There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. Right? If you look at both man's hands, cheat is more obvious. Alright, let's look at the cards again. Oh! Is that another ace? It's hard to tell. I see 2 aces. 2 aces. Am I seeing shit? Like, that's another... Is that another ace or is that a 2? Alright, explain. Explain a little bit more. How is it clear? Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace. Where? I see a fifth ace. I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. No? Am I crazy? That's 3 kings. Yeah, ace is like this one. Is this like one thing? It looked... looking at the photo, like ignoring that, her statement, looking at the photo, it looks like it could be an ace, but it also looks like it could be a 2 because that symbol looks pretty high up. And an ace here looks like this for the spade, so... And Mr. Wright's had 2. Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony, without Mr. Payne's joke. Very well. The witness will add this detail to her testimony. Please. Alright, objection. Here we go. I keep trying to press E. It's R, present. It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name... Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony? The card. Oh, R. It's R again. Fuck. I thought I just double-click. It's R. Why, it's here, of course. It's where? Where is that you're pointing? Where? Good question. I'm pointing at the fucking card, game! Game, I'm pointing at the card! What do you mean? We've already heard today on the dangers of bluffing. Sorry, Your Honor. No, I'm pointing at the fucking... What do you mean I'd better rethink this? No! I'm pointing at the fucking... I think you best point out your point again. Yeah. The cards, Your Honor! I'm pointing at the cards! The cards! Is it not this? Okay, do I point out the cards here? What do you mean? Where do I point? Game, where do you want me to point? What the fuck are you talking about? The victim's hand. Alright, how is it not... Yeah, the one near the ball. It's like here. This is the victim's hand, right? Am I mistaken? I think I might be mistaken. No, I'm not mistaken. I'm JSD. Why it's here, of course. It's... What do you mean? I'm pointing at the cards, Your Honor. The fucking cards. The cards. How is it this sensitive? Okay, do I point at the aces? Take that. Miss Orley, in your testimony, okay, I have to point at the fucking aces specifically, not just at the cards. Alright, cool. Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. But as you could clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces. Right, yeah. Apparently I had to point out the fact there was 2 aces and not the fact that the whole hand was wrong. Alright. Based... Give me a minute, I'm placing my order right now. It's already 4:30. Alright. Looks good. Eek! Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating, alright, and it's going on right here in this courtroom. 2 aces in each player's hand. Does make 4 aces in total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It is true. I've seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying. She's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Are you psychic? Like, what the fuck? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards. Okay. Fair point. Oh, shit. The order's gonna be here in like 10 minutes. Alright. The cards. Mr. Payne? Yes? The player's hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well. The prosecution will submit this to evidence. Which will you be examining? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? Can we examine the victims real quick? If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? Alright, let's look at the victims. It was the victim's hands that was changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would. Very well. Alright. Victim Smith's hand was left at the scene. Full house. Alright. Well, time's wasting. Get to it, Justice. Yes, sir. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Alright. Try using arrow keys to turn it every which way, and B and M to zoom in and out. Continuing to break the fourth wall, I see. That should give you a better perspective on this case. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I assumed as much. What? Which card is it? Wait, hold on. Fuck, which card is it? Your Honor, look at this! One of the victim's cards. I didn't make note of what card it was. The back is different in color. Eh? Eh? That's impossible. But I put that card in Mr. Wright's hand. What was that, Miss Ori? No, yet. I merely said, duh, I have Alright, I'm gonna have to look at the card again. Which card was it, specifically? Alright. Okay, it was a king. Alright. Just had to make sure. Your Honor? Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? Kristoff is just all-knowing, so he knows how to pronounce arrow key icons, yeah? Do you think I should just make noises whenever they say instructions like that? Instead of just saying the arrow keys, I just go... Like I go the one-click route, where instead of like going the fucking emoticons, I just go... Just make noises. I think that would be funnier. I'm gonna probably do that from now on. He's like Mia, except probably evil. When is he gonna be revealed to be evil? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a compadre, a comrade, shall we say. A comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Wait, so you mean... This witness, Miss Ori. She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. Yeah. Still hasn't dropped it yet. Pop it, don't drop it. Order! Order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake. Apollo... No. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand. Ergo, Miss Olga Ori conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Alright, new pursuit theme. Not only did she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. What? Wait, you don't mean... The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Ori, are you? Time for justice. Apollo justice. It's Apollo justice time! Oh my god! It's comeback! It's Morbin time! It's justice time, baby! It's justice time! And then Apollo justiced all over the place. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense attorney accuses the witness, Miss Olga Ori, of murder. I'm not right, I'm justice. Still perfect. 10. Alright. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Ori? It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor. How far away is it? Fuck, really? 5:10? It's arriving at 5:10? Alright. God, it was gonna be here. I thought it was gonna be here sooner. Oh well. Mr. Justice? Your Honor? It seems you've presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means... This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the victim at this time. What? I did it! I held out! I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries. Who said that? Oh, that was Phoenix. Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What nonsense is the defense spewing now? Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means? Look, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous! Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent. For the ridiculous. Perhaps we should also get to the bottom of things. I honestly don't like that objection. Yeah, I like the first game's... I like the original Trilogy's objection. I don't know, it didn't sound like Phoenix. I mean, I'm assuming it's been a few years, but even so, like, did they get a new voice actor for him? Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night. That was said before! The 2 decks at the club had different colored backs, blue and red. But it looks very different, so it makes sense. In the original Apollo Justice, he had his old objection, though. I feel like he should have just kept the old one, in all honesty. Even so, because somehow it makes him sound younger, even though he looks older. If that makes any sense. Honestly, he sounds younger now than he did in the original Trilogy. It's not that I mind it's different, I just don't like it because it just seems... It just makes him sound younger. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used red deck for the last game. I see. But that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Whatever. In the end, 1 card... okay, sorry. I have to yawn. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Yeah, you get it, Arctic. Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix. Which means there was cheating. Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There were 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Well, yeah! Thanks for the new bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course, it was swapped... Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? Since it's a king, it could have been after the murder, right? I feel like it has to be after the murder, right? Because if we look at the card specifically, she was insistent that it was 3 aces. And I believe it was a king. Right, that was the blue card, right? It was this one? Yeah. So I would assume it's after the murder, right? Perhaps it happened after the murder? But what's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hand has been shown? That's silly. Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a ton of silly things in this world. but very little impossible. Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Ah, well, I guess that's a good point. Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown. After the murder. Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that? Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and the murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and her witness, Olga Orly. She probably did it, right? Because Phoenix had to go upstairs to make the call. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? But then it just says why. Okay, I want to say Olga. But I don't know why Olga said... Okay, I'm gonna try Olga. It has to be Olga, right? Why? It must have been Olga Orly who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover up evidence of the cheating. That does make some sense. Sorry, but there's a problem with that explanation. Huh? The swapped card was from the wrong deck. Yes, a blue card was stuck into a red hand. Mixing the card from the wrong deck. When the backs are different colors? Remember that you're talking about Olga Ori. She was the dealer. Yeah, but she also said she was trying to give the card to you, which seems weird, doesn't it? Do you think she'd really make such a novice mistake? Actually, I have trouble imagining even the judge making that mistake. Why are we still... Nice to know we're still roasting the judge. Even Apollo's roasting the judge and he's a newbie. Give it a little bit more thought, Apollo. Right. Okay, so who was it that swapped the card? Okay, then it's someone else. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Ori either. What are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As a defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Ori at this point. Yeah, me too. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make a mistake of swapping the wrong color card. I'm not just saying that because Phoenix said it, by the way. And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is. Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. But the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Ori. Then who was it? Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Shit, is it here already? Fuck, no it's not. I thought it was already here. Shit. Hold on, I gotta add... Okay. Alright, okay, sorry, I thought... I didn't see the time. So, like, the time is, like, on my phone, but it sometimes disappears. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that, indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're gonna tell us that the first one was swapping the wrong color card. Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Yeah, the king instead of an ace. Right. The person replaced the 5th ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in. But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist! True, not until now. But you have to admit the possibility of a 4th person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime. What? I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial has proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information to the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. The court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well. The court will resume in 20 minutes. Alright. Usually I would go on break when we hit like 2 hours, but we might go a little longer just so I can get like my food. So that, you know, when I go down to get my food and then when we go on break, like the time matches. April 20, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. Let me go grab myself a snack, though. Okay, I got a Hershey's chocolate bar here. With almonds. Give me a minute. Do you leave chocolate bars in the fridge or do you leave it out? I guess it kind of because... Hey Arctic, if you ever buy a chocolate bar and you plan on eating it later, do you put it in the fridge or do you just leave it out? I mean, I guess it kind of depends on how hot it is and, like, how long it's gonna be out for before you eat it. I had this out for, like, 2 days before I opened it. Just so you know, FYI. But it's not that hot where I am. It's pretty cold, so... I don't like putting, like, food, especially chocolate, in the fridge because it gets super cold and hard. So, yeah. I do both. Yeah, I guess it kind of depends. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I think you would know the answer to that. Ah, being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. He's doing the fucking glasses anime pose, like... I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. Quarter chocolate bars are like yummy. I know, but sometimes I leave them around in a safe place. Personally, I like slightly warmer chocolate. It's softer. What? What do you mean they're closed? They're closed? What? Damn it, I wanted fucking Pokey, what the hell? Damn, I've been cucked by... Actually? God damn it. What do you mean they're closed? Then what? Oops, finding another delivery person. What do you mean? Finding another delivery person. Is it closed? Hold on. Ahi Pokeball. Now I gotta fucking Google this. What do you mean they're closed? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Motherfucker. Ahi Pokeball. Then why would they list it like it's open? Hold on, I'm sorry. It says it's open. How are they closed? What do you mean? God damn it, how did I look at the message? Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna wait a minute until I get another message back. Can you not eat anymore? The place is closed? I don't know! It says it's open on my phone, but then I just remembered it's Super Bowl. So I don't know if it's closed for that. But like, I don't... Who... Does a restaurant close on Super Bowl day? Some places might, but I don't think so. Closing on Super Bowl day is insane. Like, think of the business you lose. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Christoph. Okay, what's your relationship with him? Is he, like, an ex? What the fuck? Justice? Yes, sir? The judge has summoned me to his chamber, so carry on without me. Damn, I don't even get to watch, says Phoenix. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Alright. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Yeah, typically food services are insanely busy for a Super Bowl. That's weird. Yeah. I can't even watch the Super Bowl game, because if it goes on too late, once again, I gotta wake up early tomorrow. It'd just be easier to stream a little bit of Phoenix Wright than to... Unfortunately, it'd be easier to stream a little bit of Phoenix Wright than to watch the Super Bowl, because Super Bowl can go on for hours. Like until 7 o'clock. Most people are, perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? Just to pause. What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did. What do you mean? Did you cheat in court? It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest, but it is odd that you managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Eh? You see, poker's all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law. Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. The body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding! That witness, for instance, Miss Ori. Orly. It's Orly, not Olry. I don't know why you do that. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. I mean, yeah. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So we can tell when people lie by looking at the reactions now, like that the animations are gonna matter more? Because if so, that'd be cool. Did you notice? No. Come on, who noticed that? Words, habits, twitches. It's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I passed the secret on to you. Did Mia teach him that? I don't know if Mia taught him that. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's she talking about? God damn it, it is. It is closed. Do I damn it, fuck, alright. Man, alright, I'm gonna have to order a new thing, and we're just gonna go on a normal break then. Why is it closed? Alright, let's check it out. Poke, I'm gonna go brown rice, spring mixed salad. Avocado, cucumber. I don't know what would be good. Tuna, shrimp, one protein. Oh, I gotta go one at a time. Oh, they have spicy separate. Tuna, spicy tuna. Salmon. Spicy salmon. Why is avocado a protein? Spicy mayo. Really? Okay, they don't have eel sauce though. Do. And I don't really need a drink. No drink. No chips. Add the cart. Okay, this one better be fucking open. That's all I'm saying. View cart. Alright. Go to checkout. No thanks. Next. Place order. Looks good. I might just take some food real quick from the boys outside. From my sweet mates outside. 125. Okay, cool. Huh? What does it say? It's working on. You're saving $3. High five. Yeah, you better fucking. Is this Poke Place closed too? Alright. Come on, game. This is cool, but you gotta make it realistic. There you go. But you will, soon. Ah, almost forgot. One more thing about this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it! I have my reasons, of course. How shall it be revealed? And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. Alright, to be continued. Alright. Honestly, hitting 2 hours is not that bad timing. Yeah, let's save current progress. Yes, and before we continue, I'm gonna go take a mini break. I gotta go use the restroom real quick. They don't want you to eat today. Apparently, why every place is closed. I wanted Pokey. I wanted to get Pokey last week, but then I was like, nah, I'll have it next week because I'm just gonna get like this bowl. I'm just gonna get this like bowl that has a bunch of stuff in it, including fish. Like that looks good. Like that place looks good, but I'm gonna try this other place later, and I wanted to try it today. Man, I'm just unlucky when it comes to this, huh? All right, going on a short break. Be back soon. I want to say 5 minutes. I'm gonna go to use the restroom real quick. Go ahead, stretch your legs, use the restroom yourself. I'm not sure if it's gonna be 5 to 10 minutes. I'll holler when I get back. Uh, See you guys soon. Is restaurant closed on Super Bowl? I'm scared to pull out the, Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know whether or not. I don't know whether or not to have this out because it looks tempting to start and drink it, but I want to get my food first. Alright. Shit. Wait, where'd I go? Where are we going? Track, okay. Alright. Should be here in like 15-ish minutes. Hold on, I need to get back to the stream. Fuck, man. Sorry, I was watching a Moist Critical video during break, which is like the most recent one that just came out about joking. I've heard of it, but I've never actually done it. I won't explain it to you because I do not have a banana for the demonstration. And I'm not sure if you would even get it, Arctic, because I'm pretty sure you're a woman, you're female. I'm assuming. So you may or may not get it, so I'm just not gonna talk about it. How's your order? 8 minutes away? Really? Huh. Should I bullshit? Should we continue a little bit? I think we should continue a little bit, and then we'll bullshit later. Alright, so first things first. Gotta unpin this. Gonna remove this. Alright. I'm probably gonna head off in like 8-ish minutes to go downstairs to grab my food, and then we're gonna continue. We're still gonna continue though. Let's just continue from now. April 20, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Ori, recovered? Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness. Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again. That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself there, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient ground for refusing to testify or prosecute. Defense would like to request that Miss Ori take the stand. Very well. The witness will take the stand. Alright. Oop. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser. Yet, not. Oh. What the fuck is this? Name's Olga Ori. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. What is this switch? What? She was pretending to be Russian. She doesn't even have a Russian accent. People call me Olga Quickfingers Ori. Ori. Yeah. Oh, really? Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. Yeah. My last name sounds like, oh, really? Yeah, okay. There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? What, is she fucking Brooklyn? Like, I don't know what the C accent is. We had a plan, see? I don't know. Seems like you returned before me, lol. Yeah, we just started, and I'm probably gonna be heading out in like 8-ish minutes. Because my food's gonna be there. They actually picked it up this time. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. Hold on, she's not actually Russian.
Well, like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress.
Alright, there we go. So we're in cahoots with the victim. I wanted to do one line with her. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles, but winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It's about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut. You swapped the cards! Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins. A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. Is it me, or does he, when she looks down and glare? Oh really, Orly? How droll. I was about to say, doesn't she look like, what was her name? Angel Star, when she, looks down all mad and stuff? But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake? I agree. The trap was elegant. Yet, what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right! He's lucky. I'll give him that. You'd have to be the slip free from the trap laid by Olga Quickfingers Ulri. The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. Did I miss the oh really? Did I even say oh really? I think I read oh really, but I didn't actually say oh really. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep an eye on my arrival of my food. It said 8 minutes, 5 minutes away. Alright, it's gonna show up eventually. It'll notify me. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. When you're through being bad, perhaps you can testify to the court? It's like a child. She's acting like a child. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. Witness testimony, alright? The best laid traps. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched them. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked the bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. What do you mean, cheating defendant? You're the one who cheated. A surprisingly frank testimony that leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect! If that rotten cheater hadn't messed up. I said, look who's talking. Well, the testimony for what it's worth is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? Did he put the card in his phone? Is this big enough to, put the card in? Or, fold the card into? Because there's, tape back here. And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? The best laid traps. Alright. That night I planted the card like I was supposed to. Alright, I don't think we need to really press on that. And Wright lost the hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up the ball and swung it. Okay. Why? Hold it! Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright, thoroughly and found nothing? Which means he didn't cheat. Which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well... Huh? What was that just now? I sensed something. Okay, we do have powers? Alright. So we do have powers. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Miss Orly, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? You... Me? Quickfingers Orly? Hide something? The defense will refrain from baseless accusations. Oh no, I assure you it's quite based. I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. Okay, so she is lying then. I saw it with my own eyes! I saw it! What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss Oli. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Yeah, there we go. Touching her neck, was it? Yeah. Well, it looks more like she's touching the back of her head, but alright. Yeah, we can see it. I have eyes, game. Whoa, what's going on? Yeah, you're using your eyes, Apollo. I know this is a surprise. You're using your eyes. The sensation. It's coming into focus. There, a twitch. It's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit. Like I couldn't before. Perceive. Yeah, just use your eyes. Gotcha! It's like, okay. Lamayo got him. Like, what? Miss Ori, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of their testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory, and she touches her neck. Okay, how close is he right now, that guy? That person. Oh, a minute away. Okay, oh shit, they're already here. Alright, I'll be back. Sorry. Alright, I'll be back soon. Do I need anything? I'm probably gonna just take this down. did get my Poke eventually. Not at the place I wanted to try, but I got it. Alright. Give me a minute here. Wow, that was a bigger bowl than I thought it was. Don't judge the way I use chopsticks too, by the way. Her body reacts to the memory as she touches her neck. I'm sure of it. A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about? This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witnesses are remembering something. Maybe you have the evidence of this memory to show us. Her habit, scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. Oh, so like, the moment of the attack? That's not too bad. Maybe I should have gone for a fork or something. So what would remind her of the moment of the crime? Miss Oli, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed that happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an erasable impression on your neck is this. Alright, is it the bottle? Was she hit with it? Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon? But something doesn't fit. Shit. Hold on, sorry, it's kinda hard to get. Gonna have to clean up my table after. But something doesn't fit. If you're only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? What's he talking about now? If it was Mr. Smith who was hit, it was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you. This is a cross-examination, not a cross-Walden conjecture. The witness's habits? They're completely irrelevant. Alright, that's interesting. Going for habits instead of, like, spirits. Justice. I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. Enjoy your food? Thank you, Arctic Flakes. It's pretty good. Not the place I wanted to try, but it's still pretty good. I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Fuck, I just remembered I have to punch the fucking table. Miss Oli, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yeah, I am knowing nothing. Auntie went back into character. We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify, please, now. She really did put the costume back on, just take it off, huh? Bah, fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. Right, cell phone, right? Objection! Miss Ori, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. Yeah, it's the phone. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. Eh? I'm sorry, is this a ball of avocado? They made a ball of avocado instead of just, like, slicing it? And we know that the defendant left his room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Bush Bowl Club. She has several costumes just in case, yeah? She just puts them on and off, though. Just has a way of saying justice. What the fuck are you talking about? So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant. I gotta be careful, I don't want to accidentally punch my chopsticks. When he left the room entirely, did I even say that? So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely, alright. Well. The man who picked up the bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. She was attacked, wasn't she? Showdown time. You dirty sheet! Check his pockets, now! It's gone! The card's gone! You lose. Ah, alright. Just then, Smith grabbed the ball from next to Mr. Wright. And he hit me. You? Some master of cheating you turned out to be. And I came to. The victim was already dead. Is that it? I'm trying to be a little careful too. Avocado balls. Trying to be a little careful too because I have like a cut on the side of my lip and I don't want any of the spicy sauce to get there because that would suck. That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Well, where does that leave us? Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! Hold on, I'm getting rice. It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all this. It reveals our prosecution is as wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame them. Mr. Gavin, what do you think of its turn of events? Damn, that sauce has a kick to it, damn. Damn, just what were they cooking? Mr. Gavin, sir. I believe that, as a defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Ori a big fat liar. What? Hold on. Three people were in that room were in that room on the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive. Okay, was Kristoff also there, and did he murder? But then why would he do that? A motive? Unless it was to frame Mr. Wright. Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. Sorry, I was about to say Matt Smith. Like it's the fucking doctor from Doctor Who. And the denouement of that argument was murder. What? I'm no killer. It was a trap. Someone's trying to frame me. It's a trap. What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So entangled, we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright! Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Kristoff Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in that room at the time of the murder. Hold on. Right. Like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. And the 4th person. Ha! This theory again! Your 4th person doesn't exist! Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. Why is he waxing poetic? Because he's an old man. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. He's a jaded old man. That's what the archetype is. He has a daughter now. He has a hat that says Papa. Like, come on. What? Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. See, look. See? Hat that says Papa. Sorry. Remember what I said. The 4th person who swapped the card made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards. Right? But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards we used for the last game were red. Yet, there was one person here, in our court, who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Okay, so it is Gavin! Because he mentioned that. Didn't he? He was the one who mentioned the cards in the first place. The cards were blue because they were fucking blue. Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was? It's not me, I swear. Who is this fourth person? What is Phoenix Wright cooking? Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Because you're the protagonist of an Ace Attorney game. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Huh. So that's what it feels like. Who thought the cards we used in the final game were blue? Yeah. Yeah, Gavin, it was obvious. We already mentioned it. Weird thing for me to remember. As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. I was right? Kristoff Gavin, you were the fourth person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue and which one's on the floor or on the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo. Oh, he thought they were blue because this was blue, but that doesn't prove he was there that night. Yes, but when he said the cards were blue. Hold on. It was well before this evidence came to light. Is it true that the defendant was engaged in the game of poker with the victim? Yet it was only that game, a game, in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, the backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Well, Kristoff? Hold on, let me scoop. I'm scooping it up. Scooping up what's left. Hold on. Plot twist, Kristoff's colorblind. Arctic Flake, nice one. Oh, Kristoff. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? You see, I'm colorblind, Your Honor. No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right? You aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Your friend that became your friend off-screen. Oh, Kristoff. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far. This has gone beyond ridiculous. Dumb. This is insanity. No, this is Ace Attorney. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder? I assure you, I'm quite sane. What possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim? I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either. Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim had never even met. Well, what if they have? Eh? Well, what if they did? Well, what if you're right? Well, what if you're wrong and I'm right? What if I'm right and you're wrong? Huh? There's a possibility after all. Seriously, I always laugh at like, but what if? Because it's like, oh, well, what if I'm right and you're wrong, dipshit? Like, it always has that attitude for some reason. Like, in my head, it's like, but what if I'm right and you're wrong, motherfucker? They may have met that night, before the game started. What are you suggesting? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, defense would like to request that you testify to the court. The defense would like to request no such thing. Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to the case. How can anything happening before the game of poker be related? I'm quite saying, very loud and incorrect buzzer. Yeah, coming from the man who cross-examined a fucking parrot in the first game. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine this fucking rat that was in the poker room. Yes, Apollo, I'm so proud of you. Like, what the fuck? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss Ulrey... Am I to assume that you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Hold on, give me a minute. Alright. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Oh, well, okay.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? Well, it's obvious that we have to hear Mr. Wright's testimony, right? Hear the testimony. This is Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along, and I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. At 2, Justice, you would betray me, your teacher. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. I was about to say this is about justice. This is about me. I really wanted to just transition into it's about justice. It's about me, Gavin. Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. Alright, let's continue. Appetite before the murder. That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. J.D. Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call, to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin! You were at Borscht Bowl Club at the night of the murder? I dined with him rather frequently. And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder? It's quite against my will. I had become involved in the murder. I thought that I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Mr. Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. Missed opportunity for that? It's about justice! It's about justice. Yeah, they should have made that line. It's about drive, it's about power. We say hungry, we devour. The only thing I want is the truth. The only thing I want is justice. I want you, Apollo. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. God damn it. I have to, like, scoop all this up. Hold on. This is, like, it's not that much. I'm gonna try and finish it. There we go, got it. Pretty good. I still really want to try that other Poke place, but that was not half bad. I would say what the restaurant was, but I don't want to really say it because that just like kinda, it's like a local restaurant. Justice? Sir? He's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Please let this be a normal trial with Phoenix Wright? No way! Alright. That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph, alright? Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. Okay, how did you know that? About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga Orley mentioned. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut. You swapped the cards! Okay, yeah, we know, got it. The point? Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Right? Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quick quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. A quirk?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found the card. The card she planted? Yes. I snuck a peek at it, and it was a 5 of hearts. Really? I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of that card before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice that I'd been drinking right beside me. What? Wait, what? Hold on. Was it always here? Hold on. Is it behind the fucking... How? Okay. I threw the card inside the bottle. And no one noticed in an empty bottle? An empty bottle of grape juice. The murder weapon? Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. Does it? It doesn't look hard to see through to me! What do you mean? Where's the card? What card? I see no card. I fucking searched the bottle before. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. Card inside the murder weapon. That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. What, we already did? Unless someone took the bottle. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information. Right? I discovered the trap during... Okay. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. What? Disposed of it in the bottle. Examine bottle, alright. We've already did that, though. Like, is there more? Like, obviously we examined the bottle, but... Is there something else? I don't see anything. The bottle is completely empty. Okay, that makes sense. Is that it? Is that all we had to do? We just had to check inside the bottle? Objection! Mr. Wright, if I may? Yes? I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. No? Well, Mr. Wright, surely ellipsis isn't all you have to say for yourself. I can't say I know what happened to the card. Surely is not all you have to say for yourself. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Perhaps the 5th person came and took it out. Oh, and the 6th person could have helped. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor. I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing. So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? Well, you see, his daughter is secretly a magician, and she made the card disappear. In any case, please continue the cross-examination. Alright. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh. Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Okay, you're acting weirdly aggressive now. Alright, you're acting kind of suspicious. Why do I get the feeling that we're not on our client's side anymore? Okay. When I returned, he was dead. Okay. Cut. Was there a cut? That doesn't... I mean, maybe. Yeah, there's a cut. Oh, his hat was still on. Wait. How did you see the cut? His hat is still on here. That's a contradiction. Objection! Mr. Wright, if I may? Yes? Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. Take a look at this photograph. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see the blood on his forehead. Good point. Justice? Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little bit more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? Ah, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Eh? You put the hat on the dead man's head? He wore it throughout our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view, shining bright, just like in this photograph. And I picked up his hat off the floor and put it on his head. Why'd you do such a thing like that? All I could say is, I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So, Miss Orley didn't see it? It being the victim's, his head? I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed this head. Ah, here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Ahem, pardon. It seems that our client is determined to lie his way through the case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. The biggest twist is if Kristoff is a cool guy and Phoenix is just being an asshole. Mr. Gavin? This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you intend to tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Eh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. A reason? Is the card in his hat? That reason is right here. Your cell phone? At night. Recall that I spoke with the defense attorney, Gavin, after calling the police. Just in case I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Oh. Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. A gentleman who challenged you. He turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china plate? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Bone china plate? A kind of porcelain. Very smooth and shiny. And plate, not pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. Oh. The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Gotta go. Oh, see you, Arctic Flake. Sorry, I should have just kept track of your chat. I'm probably gonna finish off this episode, this stream. Next week, Saturday, if you're available, I'm planning on streaming Devil May Cry 4 at 3 p.m. And then next week we're gonna be continuing Ace Attorney. I was at the end of the stream going to present you what I was working on for my friend D, but I think I'll just wait for next week. I think it's better just to kind of surprise him with it rather than, like, surprise. I kind of already gave you some of the details around it, but not what it is specifically. So yeah, I'll be seeing you next week, Arctic. Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then how did he know? Does he know? When did he see this bone china plate? Oh, that's right. Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene, and that's when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again. I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privilege of knowing the victim's head? So, this is your reason? The reason why you put the victim's hat back on? Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright? Order! I will have order! Mr. Payne! Yes, Your Honor? I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear the defense attorney Gavin's testimony? Well, as the prosecutor, Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes. After which, Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Seriously? It's still going? We have a recess? Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well. This will be the final recess for today. Alright, we're just gonna have to keep going, huh? April 20, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who would have thought today would turn out like this? May I? What? Are you the daughter? Hi. Who are you exactly? Hello, sir. Oh, God, I have to fucking... Oh, no. Is she the magician? She's the reason why the card disappeared. Case closed. Hello, sir. Please pick a card. What's this all about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. It's a 5 of hearts. The last hand's about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely and the game is yours. That's all. Alright. Oh, an ace. Where do I remember that card from? With a bloodstain. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's too. It is 5 aces in all. It is true. I've seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating. I swear to you. Missing 5th ace. Wait, there's a blotch of red. Is this blood? But can we even present it? You have your trump card. Now it's up... Okay. You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. Alright, yeah. Yeah, that's the daughter. Bloodstained card. Is my trump card for finding the truth? I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what all this meant. That girl. I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. Okay, thank God, Apollo. Thank God he fucking pieced it together. Jesus Christ. If he didn't, I was about to scream. Received from Bloody Ace. Received from a mysterious girl. Could this be the missing 5th ace? April 20, 2:45 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation? This is first necessary, Your Honor. Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. We fucking cross-examined a parrot. Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did he know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it. What the fuck? I wouldn't call it ornate, Mr. Gavin. They're playing the old theme! That's crazy! Oh my god! Mr. Wright! What do you think you're doing, Mr. Wright? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taken it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit! Oh? When Mr. Wright returned from the reporting of the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo. Alright. Mr. Gavin? I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court. What? Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Finally, you may begin your your testimony. Whoops, sorry. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? That fateful night. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that it was not for the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when a call came from Wright. So, you witnessed the murder? For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the dead. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly disadvantaged to your client. Disadvantageous. Right? Hold on. Disadvantageous. There we go. What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand, after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you did. You had to tell him that you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh! It was a setup for a joke. Okay. Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Okay, it has to do with the window, right? That fateful night. Is there like a diagram I can look at how they were sitting? Okay, the window is here, victim is here, right? Makes sense. Would he be able to see all three of them, or did he just assume? Must have been right after the murder took place. A bald head and conscious girl. Okay, let's press a little bit. Those were the only three at the scene of the crime? Yes, as far as I saw at least. Okay, but that doesn't explain the card, right? Then we're back to where we started. The killer was the defendant, Mr. Wright. Miss Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police? 2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Mr. Wright. I keep saying Mr. Wright instead of Wright. I'm so used to saying Mr. Wright. Even after seeing what I had, I couldn't abandon my friend. There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. Justice, I just said I saw no one, not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Ah yes, this mysterious 4th person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you could show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace, right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? Okay. It has to be the card, right? Otherwise, why would they give it to us already? It's now or never. Defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why the card was swapped out. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace? Is it just the bloodstain, right? It has to be the bloodstain. It has to be the bloodstain. Single drop of blood marks the front of the card. It has to be the bloodstain. My reason is, this. Fuck. Is that an ace? Okay, I thought the music stopped, so I thought we were wrong. Why? Why, it's got blood on it! Right next to the spade! What? This is insane! Why wasn't I told about this? Why? Huh, so that's what it feels like. Could this be the missing 5th ace? Inconceivable. How could you... What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. It is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night after the murder occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock and trade after all. No! Impossible! Unacceptable! The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud! A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think that the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Shit. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason? The reason for the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime? Oh, it's not the real card, it's a fake card. Did we just present fake evidence? I think that's illegal. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo, and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor. Like the smudge, you mean? A trickle of blood ran from his forehead down to the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood. Regardless, the evidence is non-permissible. Oh? Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh? We can discuss the final points of our legal system later. Yeah, the updated autopsy reports and whatnot. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? I wanted to know why the killer would have taken the card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. The one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see. This is baseless conjecture. Baseless. Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. Objection. Oh, no! Phoenix! That's my line! That's my bit! You can't say that! Oh, I assure you, it's quite based! What? Oh wait, no, I gotta go back! Fuck! No! I forgot to take a screenshot! Can I load? If I load, how far back do I go? Shit. Oh my god, is it worth it just to get a screenshot? Yes. Yes it is. I gotta get a screenshot of that! We cross-examine a parrot in this courtroom, man. Like, this is like anime court. Alright, one screenshot. Objection! Say the line, Phoenix! Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. Yes! No! Take the fucking screenshot, no! What? No! Now we gotta reload it again! Fuck! God damn it! Alright, here we go. Baseline from Phoenix, here we go. We're gonna get it eventually. God damn it. This is baseless conjecture. Baseless, alright? Alright, here we go. The fucking everyone's reactions to it is so good too. Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. Yes, we got it. We got the screenshot finally. What? It's amazing, really. How a single drop of blood on a card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. Okay, 3D models. Alright, here we go. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped the card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there was one decisive problem with the scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses. Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? The victims, right? Like, it should have dripped on the floor and not like... I mean, it depends on how much space there is. I mean, he was leaning backwards, right? So, it wouldn't go on the cards. It would have only gone on the cards if he fell forward, right? Is that what we're trying to say, right? Well, isn't the victim's position that's the problem? I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice. Well, look. The victim was struck on his head, sending him back in this chair. Okay, yeah, okay. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body? Okay. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him? Ah! Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right! So, what does this mean? Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. What? Are they? Oh yeah, they are. Okay, fair enough. Swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. Okay. In my head, Phoenix? Alright, cool. Right. The chair was facing the other way? It would have to be. So he was struck... Right. So we have to assume that the... Okay, no, stop autoplaying! I didn't even read it! So we have to assume that the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. I gotta remember that we got the history now. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair currently facing? When they came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Oh, okay. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. Now that we know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder, but this creates another significant contradiction. Again? Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The killer? The killer, right? The victims, the witnesses, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses? Whose location creates a contradiction if the victim was facing away? If it's the front of the head, then it has to be the... Whoops, it has to be the killer. Take that! The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed? Okay, yeah, the killer. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to strike him from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it would be quite hard, yes. No, I assure you, it is quite base. Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face a wall in the middle of a game? I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light. What? There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. What? But there's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing towards the wall at the time of the crime. The only thing we know for sure, try to forget everything else. Where would the killer have been standing to strike our victim from the front? Okay. Would it be here on this side? Or here on this side? You can kind of go around either way. Right? Unless it's like in the fucking drawer. Surely it's one of the two sides, right? There's no way it's directly in front. It has to be to the side, and then they just took the ball and wham? Like, wham. It can't be directly in front. Is it, like, off to the side? Well, I guess the killer would have to be, here? Okay, well, we got it wrong. Anything to say, Mr. Justice? I mean, just off to the side a little bit. Sorry? Too late for that. I'm afraid penalty— Really? Surely you could just, like, fucking batter up the bottle, right? Come on, give me a little hint. Try not to overthink things, Apollo. What does your instinct tell you? It can't be in front! We know the victim was facing the wall at the— Okay. It can't be directly in front, right? There's no way, Phoenix. What the fuck are you cooking? The killer had to be standing, well, here. What? You get points for flair, but that's about all you get. What do you mean? Directly in front. Ah, I thought I was onto something there, too. I only see the need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above? Ha! It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at that very moment of the crime— Wait, I know! At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there! Oh. I guess that makes sense.
What's this now?
I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately. Bailiff, send the team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. Ah, Your Honor? What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff.
Yes.
I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. But let's forge ahead here, while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. The killer was standing here at the time of the crime. Then this cupboard wasn't here, which means— Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Okay, was the cupboard blocking the fucking window? Is that where we're going for? Okay, thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. Okay, but why would the killer be here? That's so weird. What's this?
What is it now?
Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang. Notice something, Apollo? A line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator? Yeah, got it. It's the second witness, right? Take that! About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs! Ah! That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What? What did you say? What did you say? Oh? Is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And that someone was? Well... And that someone was... While the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court. Exactly. Where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order! This is a court of law and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh? And what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there was a secret passage behind it. What? Really? Ah, yes. I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of those tricks of the rooms many regulars know about. I do remember saying, yeah, it's the black market thing, right? Something about that. Now that he mentions it. The secret passage is handy when you have to... Okay. Secret passage is handy. It's a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Jesus Christ, I can't read. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage? Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops. Enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. What's Gavin's reaction? Yeah, just the anime glasses thing. You see where our line of simple deduction reasoning has led us to, Apollo. I see, but I don't believe it. This is a long tutorial. The girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card. For the last hand, right? At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Come on, say something! Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we could probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, the killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with Destiny. No, it was with Mr. Smith. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Ugh. Eek! What? Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops. Leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding inside. He wheeled his chair around, and after the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. I need to... Okay, I did say it right. He would, of course, realize the need to destroy the evidence. A single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red! Ugh. God, my hands are cold. Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Payne!
Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. I just got another notification. Alright, I think we're fine. Yes, Your Honor? The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Guak! Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately. Oh, no need to apologize. I've rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me? Defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly a time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence? Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice. Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints, am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court, in this case, demands an explanation. I can only think of only one reason why one would hold the bottle upside down. And that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? See how the caught fish squirms to the last well, Apollo? Yes? The boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle. Still. But I'm sure you could come up with a suitable explanation just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down? Other than to... don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Oh, the card? Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. It has to relate to the bottle. How about you just say an answer and play words? It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Gavin said that the court in this case demand an explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done. Yeah, I'm not leaving until I'm done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain the fingerprints on the bottle, on why the fingerprints on the bottle were upside down? Can I see, like, the crime scene photo? Is it this? Olga's photo? Oh, wait, it is Olga's photo! He would have to, like, do this to pick up the bottle, right? Like, he'd have to go like this? Maybe? I didn't even think about that. Is it the photo, actually? It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me? On the floor? Yes. Now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair. Ah! See? You naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down! There we go. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here. Playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. You would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple. Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. You took the one Mr. Wright... you took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. Order! 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 What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched the bottle? Where's your proof? Yeah, where's your evidence? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought. More baseless conjecture. No, I assure you it's quite base. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Ah, yes. I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at Bosch Bowl Club. And here's one of the bottles in question. Oh, is it a card? What are you gonna do? Dust that for, what? Are you gonna dust that for fingerprints too? I'd be surprised if any were on that but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake. True. I thought it wouldn't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo, is it the card? It has to be the card, right? Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright. A bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle. It's the card, right? Yeah, there it is. There's something inside the bottle! Magic. What's this? That card. It can't be. Recall the unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment? Miss Olga Orley? Yes, our little swindling Devochka. That night I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found the card. Yes, I stuck a peek at it and found it was a 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. 5 of hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped. And the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin! God damn it. Oh man, he's a Sith Lord! He's a Sith Lord, right? Damn. Based, am I right? That is all. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. The past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Yeah, my finger. Apollo Justice. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete. Right. This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone? Alright, can I get some water, please? Holy shit. I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you ever have a report for us on Christoph Gavin? He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now. I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he? None that we know of. Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on this matter. About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler. An odd profession to be sure, and that's all we know about him. I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor. Good. Mr. Wright? Yes? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. Second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Yeah, I'm not injustice, I'm justice. Me. I am justice, I am vengeance. This is a dark time for our legal system. The twisting of justice brought by our own initial trial system. We have to set it right. We can no longer cross-examine fucking parrots in this courtroom. Mr. Wright. Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant Mr. Phoenix Wright. God, that's actually kind of interesting. I wish we could have gotten more development with Apollo and his mentor. See how much Apollo, the mentor, Gavin mattered to Apollo specifically. I kind of find it interesting that we're defending Phoenix. Kind of want to see the direction where, how Phoenix lost his, badge. Because that seems like a very important plot point. Court is adjourned. There's a lot of interesting ideas. Nothing I hate yet. Nothing I necessarily hate yet. Phoenix is definitely jaded. Makes sense, considering he lost his attorney's badge and he kind of always wanted to be a lawyer because of, what, Edgeworth did for him. And that was, a whole thing for, 3 games. And it's been 7 years. He has a daughter now. Probably an adoptive daughter, I'm guessing. Could be wrong, though. Has a daughter now. April 24, 20 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. It doesn't seem that bad. It seems like a decent start. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. Gav, the killer. I could have done it by myself. You sensed it too, today, didn't you? Your ability. You also have superpowers. To be able to fucking use your eyes. Ability. Yes, a sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means... I have one question for the witness then. Say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? What was that, Mr. Wright? You have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer? Right. No, Justice. Together we are Ace Attorney. Today was full of questions, without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. Alright, yeah, you fucking... This is the third time you're showing us. I got it. I pieced it together myself. I didn't forget. Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took it off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. The truth is, this locket really did belong to him. What? Wait, but that's perjury! You testified. You said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I really said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. Oh. Yeah, that's a fair point. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. Technically, I didn't lie. I said it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. I never said it was mine. And it's the truth. Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with the picture of your daughter inside it? You see, it's because it was actually his daughter. I just adopted her. Is that actually it? Brown hair. Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe. I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo. Yes? How about coming to work for me? Eh? You mean at the Red Coal offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. But the offices still exist. That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And the middle of it all was one man. Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good. Okay? Is the next trial gonna be the backstory? Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in the court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Yeah, you're talking about the card, right? Whoops, the card. This, right? Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about the evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I bet this was the evidence forged, right? It's the card. There's no way it's not the ace. Like, it just fell into our hands. I keep forgetting it's R and not E. Take that! You mean this? Don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Leaving the wrong card in its place. Luckily for us. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How could they be so sure? Are we gonna get the line one time? I would think this is the only person who could claim it as a fraud. The only person who could claim it as a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then, you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney! Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. What? That this is fake? That I'm an attorney! fuck, wait, what? No, I didn't mean to fucking click that. Now I'm an attorney. Oh wait, did I accidentally click E? So it's true. The rumor is true! 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? God! I punched him. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut? Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. I would know. I was in... I don't know. Was it Capcom vs. Marvel 3? I don't know, actually. Apollo, thanks for the day. I had a good time. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, I broke the law, and at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins. Alright, that's a pretty good first episode. Honestly, really interesting direction to go. I'm kind of curious to see why Phoenix is so jaded. Why Phoenix seems so jaded, like... Clearly he forged evidence, but was it on purpose or was he tricked? My guess is he was tricked. Right? Set background music? What? Oh, okay. Oh shit! Emma comes back in episode 2? Okay, so she's our assistant. Interesting. It seems that there are only 4 episodes in this game. I'm very curious to see where the story goes from here. It appears that she becomes our assistant, Phoenix's daughter, which I'm pretty interested in. Emma also makes a return. It looks like that, I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to, the next week, finish all of episode 2. I'd like to, but, we might not be able to finish all of episode 2, and we just might get through the investigation. Because that seems like it's pretty long. And, like, this trial ended up pretty long itself, and it was only 1 day, but it's a lot of parts, so... I'm very interested to see where the game goes from here. I'm very interested to see more Phoenix, and figure out what exactly is going on. I'm also very interested to see why Phoenix ended up the way he did. I'm also dreading episode 3, because third cases in these games usually suck. Oh, okay, so trial 7 years ago. So my guess is... it doesn't show up until the final episode. Alright, fair enough. Okay, well it's gonna take us a while to get there, but yeah, I'm still very curious to see where it goes. I'm very interested to see how the story unfurls. It seems pretty good so far. It seems like a pretty good intro. All in all. I'm very much excited to get back into this game next week. I kinda like Apollo. He doesn't seem like a carbon copy of Phoenix. He seems distinct enough from Phoenix, but he also seems similar to Phoenix in, like, you know, when he was new. If that makes any sense. To, like, solving cases like this. I'm very interested to see where this game goes. Very excited to get back into the Phoenix Wright series, into the Ace Attorney series. And yeah, not much else I can really add. To update you guys on a few things, I'm probably not going to talk about D's gift on stream, I guess. Doesn't really matter that much to me. I mean, it does matter a lot to me, but, like, I don't think it matters to you guys that much. A few updates. If you're interested in reading first things first, if you're interested in reading Phantophobia, you know, the classic thing, go ahead and check out the link in the description below. I've just updated it. I have one more part. I'm going to take a month off and I'm going to tease the next part. And then after that, I'm going to take a short break not a short break. I'm going to be taking a hiatus on that story for a while to work on a different story. So, you know, I guess enjoy it while you can. Phantophobia is a fan fiction that crosses over Your Turn to Die, the video game, and Zoophobia, the webcomic. And it puts Zoophobia's characters into Your Turn to Die's death game. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and read it. Something else I wanted to mention was that I sent out a poll that I'm probably going to close either this Friday or this Saturday. I'm probably going to close it, honestly, this Friday. I'll try to remember to remind you guys 24 hours before I close the poll. That I want to try to be more consistent with it when I announce, I'm about to stream. Usually I do it it used to be inconsistent before, like I used to do it whenever. But I wanted to be more consistent than that, so I started doing it 30 minutes before, but now I started mixing it up an hour before. I want to be more consistent with it, so just let me know, would you guys rather have me announce the stream 30 minutes before it starts, or a half hour before it starts? Other than that, not much else I can really add. Next week I'm planning on continuing on Saturday. Devil May Cry 4. Hopefully I'll get all my schoolwork done, so I don't have to worry about trying to stuff a stream in there. The next game we will play is Devil May Cry 4 for sure, though. So it's either going to be next Saturday or next Sunday. But, like, I don't have anything planned. I'll be sure to update you guys on it. On that. Right now, I'm planning on playing Devil May Cry 4 on Saturday. And then we're going to be continuing Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, next week Sunday. Now that all of that's out of the way, thanks for watching. And I'll be seeing you guys next week.